What does it mean to be stagnant? We can buy into the idea that we are blocked. And the reason I am not manifesting a happy, healthy, holy relationship or prosperity is because I am blocked. And I think a lot of people I've seen in the spiritual community kind of buy into this like blockages, right? And I've never used the word block. I prefer to use the word breakthrough, right? Because breakthrough implies that you're breaking through something, that you're going through it. A block is just saying you're just sitting there staring at the wall, just like waiting for it to just come down, right? But breakthrough is implying that you're actually going through it, that you're actually using your imagination, using the spiritual teachings, using, you know, your mind, your creativity to kind of, go through the challenges, go through the difficulties, the hardship. So to me, stagnation is like we're not making a choice. Okay, I think it's very simple. Like we're just not making a choice, right? It could be like we feel stagnant within our career or within like our home situation or within our relationship. And I think it's because we're not making a choice. Like for example, in relationships, I knew people who like piggyback, right? It's like they don't want to let go of this relationship they had in the past, but they know it's not really for them, right? So, but then they also want to invite in this new energy, but then they find themselves like stuck in between, like stagnant, right? And I've told these people, like, I'm like, no, it don't work like that, right? It don't work like that. You have to let something go to let something in. And, these people that I've known that have like done that piggyback thing, they've always come to me like saying like they're stagnant, right? Or it's like they're just frustrated because they know that there's something that they want to create within their lives. They want to have some kind of reinvention of themselves, but they say they're blocked. Right? They're like, the reason I'm not getting where I want to go is because I'm blocked. And I'm like, no, it's just you're not making a choice, right? It's like you want this new relationship or you want to go in this new direction and have, a new like cycle, right? But then you're still doing this old cycle. So it's like you're not making a choice, right? And I think with law of attraction, we have to be very direct. Like we can't be wishy-washy, right? I've discovered that within my own like manifestation, like you have to be direct and you have to make a decision or you'll be in this limbo, right? Where it's like you're imagining the future and you're imagining what, this new reinvention of yourself, but then you're also like still participating in the past, but that doesn't serve you, or like this ain't it, right? And but you still want to go for it, a lot of times because you're afraid, okay, if I let go of this past relationship and I there will be a period of time where maybe I will have no relationship, or maybe I will be in this period where everything will be unknown. Like if I let go of these friends, what if I don't meet new friends? So there's this period of time where you have to take a risk. And I think people like jump from like the past to like the new beginning, but they don't really realize there's a bridge you have to walk. And sometimes that bridge is like being single for months or years, or, it's about like letting go of someone, friends, past relationship, and you have to walk alone across this bridge. It could be like you're transitioning jobs and there's this whole period of time where like you're transitioning jobs, and maybe there's a period of time where you're in a financial kind of, you have to be very, very conservative, right? And I think it's like we get so used to the fantasizing, right? The imagination. I think the stagnation is like when we're so much in the imagination, but we're not making actual tangible practical choices about actually getting that, like walking into that. Because anything that I really manifested, like it has been through, I mean, for me, like it's been through me making a choice and just going for it. And I think for me, like, it doesn't work if I do the push and pull, right? Some people it like works if they can just do the push and pull, like, kind of diddly daddling. But for me, because it it's like I have to like just go in, right, to get it done. It's like I'll never get it done. Right. And I wonder if there's people like that, if they do that diddly daddling, it's like, do they actually get things done? Do they actually really like complete the thing, or really get going in this new direction, right? Because there's so much creativity. And I think when we're in that kind of I'm blocked, that's why I'm not finishing my book, or finishing if I wrote a song or the painting, because I'm blocked. I think we need to go from breakthrough, I'm having a breakthrough, right? And when you kind of sit with that, it just feels so much more, there's so much more relief in that, right? And there's so much like limitation with block, because it's implying that you're almost like giving up. Like you're like, okay, I'm just blocked. I'm just going to settle here. I'm just going to like be complacent, and I'm just not really going to do anything about my intuition, right? Because, when we're saying breakthrough, it's like implying like, okay, I really want to take some kind of action forward. But it's like we can't take action without it. That's what people think. They think they can take action without making a decision, right? So then what happens is there's all these actions, but it's not consolidated. It's not organized. It's like all these different actions, but it's like energy, like with like a hose with holes in it. Like it's just going everywhere, right? It's like you're trying to water this one little area, right, your garden, but because there's holes in your hose, it's like getting everywhere. So then the thing that you want to water is not even being watered, because it's just going everywhere. And I think that kind of scatteredness is actually, it makes it a lot slower to actually, like, when we make a decision, okay, I want to go in this direction, it's like it makes it a lot slower because we're putting our energy all everywhere, right? And I think we can be multidimensional. We can get a lot of different things done. And, if we're trying to do multiple things at once, like a new job or a new location, like, that kind of thing. But we have to first get good at making a decision on one thing, and learn what it is to actually like feel the breakthrough in that, and to feel like, wow, I actually like created that out of my own decision and then action, right? And then after we start to get the hang of that, we can be able to do that in multiple areas, right? Where we can make decisions and actions in just multiple different areas of our life, relationship, job, these type of things. So I think stagnancy, it's almost like we can say indecisive, right? Not making a decision. I think we can kind of, being indecisive is basically we're just being in fear, right? We say, oh, I'm indecisive, but we know, that's the thing. Intuitively, when you talk to these people, it's like they know. Like if you really go deep there, you know that, okay, that's not really what they want. They really want this, but they're indecisive because they don't think they're good enough. They don't think they can have it. But I'm like, regardless if you think you're worthy or not worthy, or you can or cannot have it, you have to, there's going to be a risk. Even if you stay where you're at, or, not make a choice, it's still a risk, because there's a risk that you could miss out on that opportunity, right? Like it's a job or something. And intuitively, I got to get organized. I got to make a decision. And by not making decision, the risk is that job opportunity, the risk is now it's you miss the boat, right? And you have to wait around maybe the next, I don't know. And I think nothing is really like I mean, we can say we've made mistakes, missed opportunities, but I think it's when we start to like really focus on the word breakthrough, or just the energy, what it means to break through. I think that anything we say blocks, I got to do a curse removal, or a spell removal, or block removal, whatever that is, right? I think we get more practical. And that's very important, because we could talk all day long about I'm cursed because of this or that. And we want to get practical, right? Because we could go insane with all the possibilities of what's going on in the spiritual realm, right? But when we become practical, it's like we're really focusing on what can I do now to bring me joy, to bring me a sense of breakthrough. Because that breakthrough here and now is anything that's in adversity or enemy or hardship. When I just focus on being here now in the breakthrough, that is the thing that's going to unblock everything, that's going to protect, and it's going to relinquish, or it's going to purify, right? And it's not even through me, just going way out there and all these blocks or curses or whatever, and getting caught up in the kind of the mind game of that. So I think when we get practical and just kind of like, blocks is like, I'm blocked because of this, I'm blocked, we just could, it's like a rabbit hole. You could just go down and down. I think when we just kind of let ourselves feel into this moment in a practical sense of like, okay, what am I afraid of? Really, stagnancy is saying, what am I afraid of? Am I afraid of intimacy? That's why I'm stagnant in relationships, where I keep repeating the same thing and I don't feel happy. I have a past relationship, I'm dealing with that, but then I have a new, and I don't really want that, but I really want this, and right? What am I afraid of? Right? That's the real question. I'm afraid of intimacy. I'm afraid to be vulnerable because I'm afraid that I will be abandoned because of my father, my mother in childhood. Okay, just an example. Okay, what am I afraid of in leaving this job? Okay, well, that the new job will not come in. Maybe that I won't be good enough. I'm so used to working with this job for so many years. Like, what if I don't do good in this new job and I regret like not staying, but I know I don't really want to stay because I just really feel intuitively that there's like just something new I want to do. Okay, what am I afraid of? Okay, why am I quote unquote indecisive? What am I afraid of? Why am I hanging in this limbo? Okay, I'm afraid to take new risks because maybe I'm very established or very comfortable with where I've been. Maybe it's all I know. To change, whoa, like what if I don't go good in that change and like I just end up like not wanted or that kind of thing. Right? So it's really, those are the kind of things that is going on in our head, right? Like, okay, like I want to move to this new state or this new, country, right? Okay, this new state. Okay, what if I'm better off staying in the state that I'm in? And I'm afraid that if I go to this state, what if I miss opportunities in this state, the one that I was in? Right? So we could go woo in the rabbit hole of all of these things. But when we come from breakthrough, it's like no matter where you are, what you're doing, you are the breakthrough. And it's change, right? And it's like, no matter, like, you can bring out the best in it, the best in you, regardless of what change it is. You can make it a masterpiece because that's who we are as humans. We are so many things. And we can bring a masterpiece out of all these different things, facets, personalities, locations of jobs, relationships. I think that it just implies that we're making like a decision, because we can't half-ass anything. I really feel like we can. People try, but you can't. You can't be in two jobs at once. Like especially like, two major jobs that, that have the same hours type of thing, right? You can't really have two relationships at once. I think people try to do that and they fail because it's like you have to make a choice, right? And I think if you're making a choice, it's because you're taking a risk. But when you're taking a good risk, it's because you feel in your intuition, this is going to give you more of a creativity, more of like expansion within what you could create in this lifetime. And if you feel that kind of risk, go for that and be committed to whatever you need to get across that bridge to the reinvention of yourself.